All right, what's up, everyone? So today we are trying to make a engine stand for our RC car so we can break this thing in. So pretty much it gets down to it is that we have this Nitro RC car that we bought, and we did all the cycles of breaking the motor in as far as idling, but now it's time to run outside. Problem is, it's cold outside, it's winter time, and the roads are nasty and all that, and we just don't want to take it out there and destroy it just for it to go back on the shelf and sit till it's nice and warm out and we can run it. So our game plan is, we're kind of just like brewing this stuff up in our head, just thinking what we could do. And it's like, let's make a roller stand that the RC car could sit on. You strap it down, just like if you're at a dyno or something like that. And you could run it through cycles of going quarter throttle, half throttle, full throttle, blah, blah, blah. The idea behind it is that you can't just put your RC car on a stand as far as the wheels just floating and all that and doing rips, because you're not getting any of like the weight of the RC car, anything like that on the motor. So the idea is to put this on rolls with a little bit of resistance and all that, and hopefully it breaks in the motor how it's supposed to be broken in. I don't know if it's technically going to work or not, but here's what we come up with. All right, so we have this piece of conduit here that we measured out, and it's actually going to be the right size. Can't believe that this is actually going to work for us. And then we were going through our bearings, and we're actually one short, or it would have been perfect, but we have almost enough bearings here to fit inside here. And if you heat it up hot enough, you can cram the bearing in there and it'll fit nice and snug. So then past that, I was thinking you get yourself a bolt here and you put the nut on each side, tighten them down, and that bearing will still spin freely, but the nut is smaller than the bearing, so that way it slides in here, doesn't mess with the nut at all, and it'll allow this to free spin. So that being done and having that figured out, all you do is I'm going to go in my back garage and find some 2x4s that I hopefully have laying around, to where we run 2x4s on the sides here. Put these bolts through the 2x4, which will then go on these rolls where the wheels will spin freely on the RC car. And then obviously we'll box it in, the whole thing with 2x4 and all that. That will give us our stand the RC cart will spin freely on. So I figured this is just a great, easy, clean way to just freaking break in our RC car. So, and we could just do it all in our garage, and we'll just route that exhaust to where it goes right out the door, and it'd be no problem at all. All right, so we made some really good progress here. We found our 2x4. We started cutting it out, doing our measurements for our RC car. Here's our pipe and all that, our conduit that we got cut. And we got our nut here because I think we're going to do something different, guys. Just because I'd be using up all our bearings, and I really want to get this done today. I'm not even going to lie. And we're only going to be breaking in this motor. So I want to see how it does without a bearing. I want to see if maybe it does a little bit better. Maybe it's probably going to be a little louder. So we're going to see how this thing is going to do without a bearing. And we're just going to use our bolt going right into a conduit, which is going to be a bigger size bolt. Don't worry, I'm really 50-50 on this. Like, I really do want to do with the bearing and all that. But at the other hand, it's like, just going with the bolt, it's going to be so much easier for us right now. And we're going to be able to get this thing done right now for you guys and get it all, instead of us going to the RC shop and all that stuff. The original setup was going to be, your bolt would go through, you'd probably put a washer on here, and then it would nut to the board here and tighten. Then you'd have your washer, or you'd have your bearing here nutted against each other so it wouldn't spin free and all that, and it would press into that pipe. And that would cause it to where the pipe would spin freely on there, but it would not drag against the board and be spaced away. But like I said, we're not going to go that route. We're going to use so much darn hardware and all that. It's going to be a big waste, plus with the bearings and all that. We got it all laid out. We got to cut our last board and all that. We got our pipes cut already. So hopefully we might have to grind them a little bit. We had them pretty close. They're all 20 inches. All right, but we're going to continue onward here and see what happens. We're going to get our holes drilled. And how we're going to drill our holes, we'll take this board here. Well, we're going to mark the board right now where these are. That's why we got the RC car in here. And then we'll lay the boards on top of each other, so when we drill evenly into the other board, marking the same exact spot. So that way the bars slide pretty darn even. So we'll see if we can get this done. All right, we're getting close here. We got all our bolts tightened down. Had to make another sacrifice, so this thing is really not exactly what we wanted it to be. But we had to go down a size on the inside bolts here. The outside here are a little bit bigger, which are definitely a tighter fit. Got a little grease on those. Got all the rods here packed with grease, just on obviously the outside, not all the way through. But yeah, so now we got this already screwed in tight. So now we're going to we got them started on this. We're going to tighten this one up here, but we'll be compressing all the rods in. Then all we got to do is tighten this down here. And then we'll be able to see if our contraption here works. All right, so we got it. We got it built. It's, honestly don't even know it's going to truly work, guys, until we get this thing on here. But this needs a whole heat warming cycle process, everything that we're not ready to do yet. But this does seem promising. I mean, they spin pretty freely. And when you put weight on it, like I'm pushing down pretty hard, they still spin pretty freely, which is what we're looking for. These tires just aren't the right example because they're so soft and gooey and they want to fall through. While these ones here are a lot bigger. And obviously that's set up to go right on there. But just to give you guys a little example, we'll go real slow here. So you can see how it wants to fall in there. And it's really gripping. But that's the idea. But obviously I'll show you real quick. That's just our rock crawler. This guy here, it's going to sit in there perfect like that. You can see how much smoother that all just spins already. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put some mounting tabs right here or something. That way we can zip tie this down and obviously do it back here too, just to strap it, to keep it from going forward, backward, left, right. And we should get pretty good braking. All right, guys, so that's our design. And obviously, if you're watching this, it freaking worked awesome. Because we're going to do our braking on this. And once the braking is successful, we're going to post this video first and then post the braking. Just so when you guys watch that braking video, you're like, man, I want to know how to build that thing. Well, it's right here. It's pretty simple and all that. And obviously, you could take this design and make it to your own and all that. But like I said, just a simple process. If you can't make it outside and you really want to break in your Nitro motor and all that, and I know there's other process. I know you could send them out and have them broken in. But like I said, we're just having fun. So don't beat us up too bad in the comments. And I appreciate you. And we'll see you later.